Hi everyone, happy 2017. I hope the year has been great to you so far. I'm here today with a bit of a different video. I know it looks a little bit different because I'm using my iPhone this time and I'm with a different angle because I just wanted to try out my phone and I don't have a tripod, so this would be the perfect place to put it. So anyway, I'm here with three things. I'm going to talk to you about what I learned in 2016 booktube and reading wise, what I plan to do for 2017, and also I'm going to do my January reading wrap up. Okay, so part one is what I learned in 2016. So 2016 was a very different year for me than before because I only read 19 or 20 books, which is a lot fewer than 2015 where I read 65 or 70. I finished 65 and then I think I finished 75 the year before that. But by 2016, a lot of things changed for me with my life. And basically, I'll give you a bit of backstory. Basically, when I started BookTube a few years ago, I started it around the time when I was still back in college but super delayed in school. And I was recovering from a thyroid health issue that caused brain fog. And so when I started to recover from that, I suddenly felt so much more excited and pumped to take school so seriously. But I was shocked because school didn't really, I didn't learn as much as I was hoping to in school. So I would just read most of the time in class. And then thankfully I discovered BookTube, and from there I learned a lot of books that I wouldn't have learned about otherwise, and I met a lot of new friends, and I really expanded my horizons and tried out new things, and BookTube really helped keep my brain cells from slowly disintegrating. And so that's what BookTube was for me at that time. But then by the time I got to 2016, my lifestyle changed. I became a full-time adult, I graduated from college, and I suddenly became a lot more busy. And so I turned to BookTube instead as a form of relaxation. So I wasn't able to make as many YouTube videos anymore because I didn't have as much time. And even if I did have time, by the time I would get home, I was just too tired already, and I spent that time just marathoning you guys' videos. So even though I didn't post that many YouTube videos and I did not go on Twitter as much, actually I was hardly on Twitter, and I also did not comment on videos as much, I was still watching all the time during my breaks and at home when I would get home from work after a long day. And yeah, I didn't read as much because there was a time when, during the BookTube SFF Award season, I pushed myself to read a lot of books simultaneously while trying to accomplish things at work, and it got in the way of other important stuff, so I decided to stop it for a few weeks or like months. But then by the end of the year, I really missed it, and I caught up with my reading in the fourth quarter of 2016. And so I decided that for 2017, I want a balance. And I set a reading goal for myself to finish 40 books. If I don't finish 40 books, that's fine, but at least it gives you an idea of how many books I plan to read. So far, I've finished 2 only. And yeah, I also plan to just read whatever the heck I want in 2017, which is probably gonna mean a lot of sci-fi and fantasy and a lot of cute, happy, action-filled, fun books, and also a lot of probably some business books and non-fiction, whatever here and there. And I'm also going to be finishing the Harry Potter series, which is what I'm going to talk about next because the last part is my January wrap-up. And in 2016, December, something happened. My sister and I got these editions of Harry Potter, the Bloomsbury hardcover editions that I got off of Book Depository and that we couldn't find here in the Philippines. And so when I finally got them in the mail, I got super excited and I decided to ditch my initial to-be-read pile and just finish the series. So I read books 4 and 5 in January. Actually, I started reading book 4 in December. And basically, these were just the perfect reads for the holiday seasons, it turned out. I read them when I was up in the mountains, and it was just very relaxing, and the atmosphere of where I was really similar to Harry Potter, so I really liked it. And I'm going to talk about what I thought of books 4 and 5 in just a second, but I'm going to give you my brief thoughts on the entire series as a whole. So basically, I've read books 1 to 4 already when I was a kid, or parts of them, so I already knew what was going to happen in books 1 to 4, but not in book 5, Order of the Phoenix. And I think the thing with the Harry Potter series is that it's so good because the reason that it's so accessible for a wide range of audience is because of the fact that it's the perfect balance of complexity and cuteness. Like, it's as complex plot-wise as adult fantasy books with the mystery and the magic and stuff like that, and the characters in the world, but it is mixed with a vibrant, cute, happy atmosphere that both children and adults would appreciate. So that's why so many people appreciate these books. But if you compare them to other fantasy books, they're not really that mind-blowing, but they're the kind that you would really love if you read them as a kid, and also because you just really can't help but adore a lot of the characters, especially if you grew up reading the series, which I wish I did. I wish I did not stop reading these when I was young. I do not know why I did, but I'm glad that I'm getting to them now because they're really enjoyable. And anyway, so book 5 I read for the first time and watched the movie for the first time also this year, and last month. And what I can say is that I was shocked by how much more different it was from the rest of the series. It became a lot more complex and more polished, and it's the longest book in the series, and it's a little too long in my opinion, but it felt really packed. I liked that you could really see more of the emotions of the characters, and they felt more real, and you go to care so much more about them, because Harry Potter, for example, became much more frustrated, and you could see how angry and frustrated he was, which seemed a lot more realistic than the previous books, considering how much he went through. And Miss Umbridge was also a very infuriating character, and you could really feel Harry's frustrations because of her. And this was also the first book that really got me frustrated when I watched the movie adaptation, because it did not do the book justice, in my opinion. The rest of the books in the series, when you watch the movie, they're not true to the books at all, but they did a really good adaptation, especially for book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. That was my favorite movie. But book 5 really got me frustrated because they didn't show the emotions of the characters as much, and there were scenes that were changed and scenes that they did not include that just really got me frustrated, because it had so much potential to be a really good movie. And there was also this one scene in the Goblet of Fire film that really frustrated me, and it was the one with the dragons, because they did not show the strategy and the detailedness of the... I don't know, I just liked how it was portrayed in the book, and I hate that they completely changed it in the movie. Anyway, so yeah, one of the downsides of book 5 is that by the time that you get to book 5, the epic climaxes became a little bit too repetitive, because, you know, if I read the books one after the other, and if you're used to the fantasy plots, then it's like typical fantasy plot, and it's similar to the rest of the series, where you start off the books with like the start of the school year, and then the epic climax happens towards the end, and epic reveals, and people die, and action stuff like that, and then it dies down towards the end, and it just felt a little bit too repetitive, and I'm not sure what to expect in book 6, but I hope it's gonna be different, and that's what I intend to find out soon, because I plan to continue on with the series in February, and hopefully read Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them also, because I watched the movie but I slept through it. I was half asleep, so I'm going into Fantastic Beasts half blind at least. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think of these books, if you read any of them, which you probably have, and if you plan to read them soon, and let me know what you think about my 2017 goals and everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. See you next week.